Greetings, folks. This is Mason Weaver with another segment of Stay Right. Stay right or be left. What is happening in America today with black liberals? Something is going on that really bothers their white liberal handlers. I call them the slave managers. No longer can black folks suspend reality and believe all the nonsense that liberals are saying to them. We have woken up, and reality is a good splash of cold water in your face. Reality, when you are now educated enough and concerned enough to see prosperity growing all around you, and you have nothing or less, and things that are good for you, jobs, income, earnings, are considered bad by people you think are your friends. When they tell you that a tax break is negative, and you see all these companies giving bonuses, and you see all the construction going on, all the business expansion, you say, what? When they tell you that exploring for oil in remote places of the country is bad for you, but you see the jobs coming, you see the 20,000 in Keystone, in the pipeline, you see people going to work, and you're supposed to sit and beg for a minimum wage. What's going on? All of a sudden, black folks are saying, black liberals are saying, wait a minute. This is not right. Something is going on. And they begin to look, and they say, those mean, racist Republicans have lowered my taxes, has increased the value of my 401k retirement, has allowed my brother to go into business for himself, has increased the likelihood of me having a good retirement. All of a sudden, these mean, racist Republicans have put food on my table. And you Democrats who are my friends, you Democrats who have saying for decades you're going to help me, has ushered in policies that made me poor. The greatest example today, Apple came out. Apple blew away all the rhetoric on this tax break. Apple destroyed the commentary, the foolishness, the wink and a nod, the hustle, the con game of the liberal Democrats concerning this tax break for the wealthy. Of course the tax break is for the wealthy. They pay the taxes. So Apple today announced they're gonna purposely on purpose pay $38 billion in taxes because they want to bring billions home to us. They want to bring money back from overseas, and doing that will make them pay $38 billion in taxes. But they want to help the American people. They announced, Cook said, we need to give something back to our country. And that's bad news for Democrats. Folks, $38 billion, by the way, is double what Trump wants for the wall. The wall has been paid for. The wall has been built. The wall is done. Apple's going to pay $38 billion, and Trump only wants $20 billion for the wall. So he has it already. Now, black folks are now thinking, see, you can't think and stay liberal. You only have to have compassion and feelings to be liberal. But once you start thinking, man, they have to suspend reality. They have to not really pay attention to what you know is true to be a liberal. Apple's $38 billion is not just going to be the $38 billion. They're going to have a new campus they're building. So they're going to build new facilities. Who's going to construct the buildings? Who's going to sell them the steel? Who's going to mine the cement? Who's going to put the electricity in, the carpet in? That's money in the community. It's going to be spent. People are going to now have money to go get their hair cut, go out to dinner, buy some new clothes. Who's going to make those clothes? Who's going to cut the hair? The money's going to flow through the community. They're going to bring back $352 million in cash back to the country. What's that? $350 billion. They're going to bring back a whole lot of cash back. That money sits in banks. That money lowers your interest rates. That money is available for you to borrow for buy a car, to buy a home, to go on vacation. The money will flow through the community. The Democrats call that trickle down. Like it's a nasty, bad word. But black folks in the ghetto who are tired of being broke, looking for a job other than selling dope, those people are realizing something is happening. What's going on? $30 billion in capital buildings. He got $30 billion in building stuff. You black construction workers, you black truck drivers going to deliver this stuff. You black folks are going to bring money back to your hood, and you're going to spend money in your neighborhood, and Democrats hate that because now with money in your pocket, You won't pay attention to their cries for a minimum wage. You're not making maximum wage. They won't like it. And they're going to tell you how bad it is. But black folks are waking up. 20,000 new jobs. Your uncle, your brother, your niece, your cousin, your grandmother. Working now. Getting up and going to work. Now have a savings account. Now have ID for voter ID. Gee, what a horrible thing it is for Democrats. It must be frightening. It's got to be terrifying to see the response the liberals are having when those slaves are leaving the plantation, when those slaves are getting away from the plantation. I wrote the book, It's Okay to Leave the Plantation, over 20 years ago. I'm in the 4th edition of that book now, trying to explain the way Democrats trick people in demanding slavery, in demanding captivity. They demand better management on the plantation instead of freedom from the plantation, except those who lift their heads up and think with their mind and recognize the game that's going on. Today, most of America is seeing it. Black unemployment at historical lows. Never, don't let them tell you since 1972. They started keeping records in 1972. The black unemployment rate is lower than it's been in our lifetime in the history of this country. That's good news if you want black employment. If you don't want black employment, that's bad news for you. If you don't want black prosperity, that's bad news for you. If black folks can take care of their kids and their family, the black abortion rate will go down. Bad news for Planned Parenthoods in the hood. What's good for black people is bad news for Democrats, and we are waking up. We have to suspend reality. We have to say, gee, I know it's true, but my master says it's good for me. It's okay to leave the plantation. We don't have to have what we had before. We don't have to run on the Underground Railroad and run around at night. We don't have to. We no longer need to look out for the slave hunters. We don't have to stay in safe houses now. We don't have to worry about master coming up north to get us back on the fugitive slave laws and can bring us back to captivity. All we got to do now to leave the plantation is think. Use your mind. Look around you. The reality. Everybody's doing better than you because you're not doing anything. Gee, all of a sudden, that liberal nonsense from CNN doesn't mean a thing. We see $20 billion in building. You can't get none of that, black folks. You can't get none of that money at all. That is good news, but it's bad news for your Democratic liberal handlers. Those black tribal chiefs over your community, those black members of the Congressional Black Caucus. They're lying to you and stealing from you. You know they're stealing from you. You know they're lying to you. Those political appointed black preachers whose only job was to feed their union and keeping you broke. You know they're garbage. That's why they're in their churches. But right now, folks, Apple blew the door open. They hate freedom. If you love freedom, Democrats hate you. If you love prosperity, Democrats hate you. If you love to be able to take care of your family, Democrats don't like you. So black folks are waking up. We are joining the American culture. We believe in American privilege, not white privilege. We believe that I'm in charge of my own captivity and my own freedom. We are choosing freedom, and the master will scream and holler, and the other slaves will call you names. But freedom is great. It's okay to leave the plantation. Master won't tell you. Read the book on Amazon.com. I will show you the tricks they're using on you, the things they're doing historically to keep you squalling in the mud, begging, hoping, and stealing. But I don't have to, I don't think, because you have now seen employment, income, investments. Everywhere you look, it's a better opportunity for you. Stay right or be left. If you enjoy being where you are, stay there. If you want to go to freedom, leave where you are. Mentally, physically, and spiritually, this will be the greatest economic advantage you have seen in your lifetime. And you can let white folks get it all. You can let white folks sit there and take advantage of it. Or you can prepare yourself to do it yourself. If you are afraid or no knowledge, if you've been around these broke-minded people all your life, you don't have a clue what to do, join us on You Are to Be Free. You are to be free. The letter U, the number R, the letter U, the letter R, the number 2, letter B, and the word free.com. We're going to revamp the website. We're going to change everything on that website to show you how to gain economic, spiritual, social freedom for yourself and your family. You have to be led. We're here to teach you. But you don't bring that broke-minded attitude toward us. We don't want to hear it. I don't want to care about what the white man did. I don't care about racism. I don't care about who did you wrong. I don't care if your mama cracked your head or a crackhead. I don't care. Are you tired of being broke-minded? Are you tired of being insecure? Are you tired of being a failure? Are you tired of thinking yourself as being inferior? If so, join us. Get the book, It's Okay to Leave the Plantation. Join me on that website. Let's communicate. Let's get together. Let's plan together. We're having a meeting and a rally tonight, or tomorrow night. God bless you. Get there if you can. If not, stay tuned. We're going to be in other places around the country, but more and more, we're going to be online. Freedom is yours. You no longer have to fear master. You no longer have to plan to escape. You just have to think and leave where you are to go where you're going. This is Mason. Great news today from Apple.